I'm outside in an AMG, right outside, TT, two-turn baby girl, you know me, still with the dogs that I grew beside, all the niggas brown, ride and they die, gotta watch the time cause it's flying right by.
What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Chris, aka The Capital Connect, and in today's video, I'm gonna be showing you guys exactly how I have gone undefeated so far this week trading the unicorn strategy. Now, I said so far because today is Thursday. Obviously, we still got tomorrow, Friday. So we'll see what Friday does. But so far, guys, I am 3-0 this week trading the uni. Now, I made a video going over the unicorn strategy about 2 weeks ago. And of course, as soon as I made that video, it's like the market makers was like, nah, we can't let him give away this sauce. Like the next week, it only showed up like twice. And then the week after that only showed up like twice as well. So it was low key trying to patch it, but it's unpatched, y'all. It's unpatchable. So this week, man, it showed up on Tuesday, it showed up yesterday on Wednesday, and it showed up today on Thursday, and I have won every single time. So I'm gonna be going over those setups, and hopefully you guys can learn something, bro. Hopefully you guys can see how I like to utilize this strategy and how I use it. So first things first, we all know the 3 rules, right? Sweep of liquidity, order block turn into a breaker, fair value gap overlapping the breaker. Okay, those are the only 3 rules you need. Okay, so first things first, we get a sweep of liquidity in the form of yesterday's low being taken. This is from Tuesday. This is a sweep of liquidity in the form of Monday's low being taken, right? So that is a sweep of liquidity. Not only that, it is a high probability liquidity sweep. It's high probability because I found when it comes to the unicorn, once we get a sweep of like yesterday's low, session high, session lows, things like that, you know, we end up getting a better move. So it's a high probability liquidity area. If you want to figure out all the areas I consider to be that, you can watch the video I made on the unicorn itself. But we get a sweep of yesterday's low. So that's our liquidity sweep. That's step 1. Step 2 is we need a order block to fail in the form of a candle closing above it with a fair value gap overlapping it. So that's step 2 and 3 actually. So this is our order block right here, right? This is the last bullish candle before the sweep of liquidity, right? The last bullish candle, and it is at the top of the swing point, which makes it even better, before the sweep of liquidity. So that's our last bullish candle. Now we just need a candle to close above it, which we get right here. And now we just need a fair value gap to overlap with that breaker block, right? So if I play this out one more, we see that we get a fair value gap overlapping with the breaker. Now, the only thing I did not like about this setup is that number 1, we were tapping into this, and not only just tapping into it, we were respecting this bearish fair value gap. And then on the 1 hour, there was a bearish fair value gap that we were in the middle of as well. Those were the only 2 things that I didn't really like about this setup, but I was like, a unicorn is a unicorn. I'll go ahead and take the setup. Why not? You know, I was only risking about 17 points. So I was willing to take that risk and put risk on for it. So as always, guys, our entry is going to be at the beginning of the fair value gap. Let me put it on here for y'all so y'all can see. Our entry is at the beginning of the fair value gap. Like I told you guys in the video, the stop loss can go one of 3 places, right? So we can put it underneath the breaker itself. We can put it underneath the fair value gap candle, or we can put it underneath the fair value gap. I mean, a 3 candle sequence of the fair value gap, right? Me personally, most of the time you'll probably catch me just putting it underneath the fair value gap candle itself. So stop loss is there. Again, like I said, 17 points. And the first TP is always going to be the recent high and or the recent low, right? That is my first take profit / my break even point. So as you guys can see, we get tapped in here. And initially, bro, we looking great. But then this candle wants to go ahead and try to scare us, right? We know they're trying to make us regard the clouds. If you don't know what regarding the clouds means, definitely go watch my video in the day trading secrets from the Bible video. But they're trying to get us to regard the clouds, but we not rookies, bro. We don't fall for that anymore. We still gonna hold our position. I don't believe in closing a trade early. I don't believe in closing a loss or cutting a loss. I don't believe in, you know, closing a trade without any reason to close a trade. So we not closing the trade just because we get this strong bearish candle. The very next candle, we get a strong push up, and then eventually we hit TP1. Now, This is where this trade turns into a heartbreaker, bro. Because as you guys can see, I had TP2 here at this high in London, and then I had ultimate TP being London's high itself. So this is where it turns into a heartbreaker, bro. Because if I play this out a little bit more, right? Once we took that high, my stop loss went to break even, right? In the very next candle after we hit TP1, bro, I literally get stopped down to the tick. I get stopped at break even to the tick just for it to do this. Let me go ahead and play this out for y'all. Just for it to shoot up just like that, bro, and then eventually just hit all my take profits. That thing, you know, I ain't gonna lie, bro. That right there, that hurt me. I couldn't believe the market just did me dirty. Like, it kind of felt personal a little bit because they kind of, you know what I'm saying? It's like they stopped me out, you know what I'm saying? Because I was about to eat. But it's okay. You know what I'm saying? We got stopped out at break even on that particular trade, but we did hit TP1, right? So I'm considering that a win. I was definitely expecting it, well, trying to hold it a little bit longer just because, you know, 21 points is cool. But I wanted a little bit more, I ain't gonna lie. So I ended up getting stopped at break even on this particular trade, but it was a winner nonetheless. Now, one thing I could have done or I should have known is this, like when we get, you know, when we have a fair value gap and we disrespect it, right, in the form of a candle closing below, but we immediately reclaim the gap, right, in the form of a candle closing back above, I should be expecting for price to retest it one more time before eventually shooting up. So in hindsight, obviously I shouldn't have had my stop loss moved up to break even. I probably should have had it somewhere within the fair value gap, just to give price a chance to, you know, reclaim that fair value gap and retest it. So in hindsight, that's what I should have did, but obviously we can't do nothing, you know, about that now. But this was a winner, huge winner, by the way. So that's how we started off the week. On Tuesday was a good dub. Like I said, I got stopped at break even on this, but it was a winner because it got to TP1. And I know some people that actually held it. Like I know one person in the Discord actually took this and he held it, and obviously he made bank. But let's go ahead and go on to Wednesday. All right, y'all, so this is Wednesday's trade. We have a bearish unicorn sitting right here. So our sweep of liquidity, right, it was another high probability liquidity area sweep in the form of London's high happened right here, right? So we got a sweep of London's high. Now in this situation, I actually was looking at the 15-minute chart because it looked a little bit cleaner as far as, you know, the structure goes. But we had, this is the last bearish candle before the sweep of liquidity to the upside, right, on the 15-minute. But I didn't want to take my trade off at the 15-minute because my stop loss would just have to be, you know, crazy large. So I did drop down to the 5-minute, and I found this candle right here within the 15-minute breaker that I used for my breaker on the 5-minute. So sweep of liquidity, that's, you know, box number 1 checked. Right, box number 2, we need a order block to turn into a breaker, which we get right here. Right, this order block fails and the candle closure below it, so it is now a breaker block. Okay, so now all we need is a fair value gap to overlap with that breaker, which we get obviously right here, So we got all the boxes checked right now. Now, the only thing that I did differently is I didn't enter at the opening of the fair value gap. I entered at the breaker block just because it gave me a little bit better risk to reward. I didn't really, you know, want to have a huge stop loss again. So I entered at the breaker block. And if I play this out a little bit, we can see that we get triggered in right there. We can see again, bro, they trying to punk us, man. They trying to make us regard the clouds. But we not regarding the clouds, bro. We not doing that. They try to act like they about to hit our stop loss to try to get us to close early, get us to cut the loss, right? And we ain't doing that. So they try to get us, but, you know, we stay in. And if I play this out a little bit more, TP1, my fault, was actually right here because this is the recent low, right? That is the recent low. My stop loss or my take profit, excuse me, is always going to be at the recent high or the recent low. This is the most recent low right here, right? Because we have a candle's low that is higher on the left and the right of this candle, right? So that is a low. So that is TP1, and we can see that TP1 gets hit on this particular trade. Obviously in 10 minutes, well, 15 minutes, we get triggered in right there. But we get TP1 again, man. So this is another dub, but that was Wednesday's trade. Now let's go to today, Thursday, where we had yet another unicorn, bro. The unicorn has really been cooking up this week, I ain't gonna lie. So let's go ahead and go to Thursday. All right, guys, so this is the trade from today, Thursday, March 21st. Another unicorn, man, another unicorn. So this line that you guys see up here is all-time highs. So we sweep all-time highs, okay? Now we just need the last bearish candle before we sweep those highs. Right now, in this particular instance, I did just use all these bearish candles that was in this sequence, just because, I mean, they was all pretty small. So I was like, I'll just use them all, which you can do. So I used all three of these candles as my breaker, and now we just need a fair value gap to overlap with this breaker, right? Which we do have right here. It's a smaller fair value gap, but it's a fair value gap nonetheless. Now, the only thing that I didn't really love about this setup is that this box that you guys see down here, this was a 1 hour bullish fair value gap. So I didn't really love that I was low-key trading against the higher time frame, trading against the higher time frame PD array. But I was like, if anything, I can just get into this trade and, take it to TP1. So TP1 is, again, always the recent low. On this particular trade, I did enter at the opening of the fair value gap, and my stop loss was above the 3 candle sequence. I mean, the fair value gap candle itself, not the 3 candle sequence, because it would have been crazy. And my TP was literally right here. Actually, I think I entered at consequent encroachment of this, because that gave me a little bit over a 1-to-1. So I entered that consequent encroachment of the fair value gap, which is just the 50% point. Just because it gave me a little bit over a 1-to-1. And this trade, again, bro, if I play this out, they tried to get us again, bro. They literally tried to get us again. They tried to make us regard the clouds. They tried to make us close the trade early. But again, as I've said already, we are not closing trades early, bro. Just because it looks like it's going against you doesn't mean nothing. We walk by faith, not by sight, right? Your eyes tell lies, bro. Don't believe everything your eyes are showing you. Like, just because it looks like it's about to go against you doesn't mean it is going to go against you, right? Doubt is created in the eyes. Faith is created in the ears, bro. You got to understand that your eyes will always make you doubt something. So don't always believe what your eyes are telling you. So they try to get us, they try to make us seem like we about to get stopped out. But of course, we see that we actually respect this volume imbalance right here. This is a volume imbalance. We actually respect this volume imbalance. And if I play this out, we can see in the next 2 candles, boom, boom, we end up getting TP1. And like I said, this was a bullish fair value gap. So getting out at TP1 would have been the smart choice, because if I play this out, we can see that price eventually did start making its way back up. So those are the 3 setups I took this week so far, man. Been a great week trading. We'll see what Friday has in store, but I've been trying to tell y'all, bro, the unicorn is where it's at, bro. I call it the uni. But this strategy, bro, I'm gonna tell y'all this, and I'm gonna tell y'all like I told the Discord, and I'm gonna tell y'all like I told Instagram. All I'm gonna say is this: I have yet to lose a trade trading the unicorn. Right? Do with that information what you will, but I have yet to lose a trade when I'm trading the unicorn. The only time I've taken L's in the past 3 weeks, month, has been when I started taking trades using other strategies. That's all I'm gonna say, bro. Like, do with that information what you will. I have yet to lose a trade trading the unicorn. So I hope this video helps you guys out, man. I hope that this video, showed you guys how I'm looking for unicorns, how I trade them, how I manage my trades, things like that. If you have any questions, as always, just drop them in the comments and I'll answer them to the best of my ability, bro. But that's all I got for this video. Let's hope Friday is a good day, but I'm gonna catch you guys in the next video. I'm gone.